Watch the entire video, my lovely viewers, from start to finish, to get the whole thing. Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it. Hi lovely viewers, it's me again, your one and only Mtati Mpundu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button down below. Turn the bell icon to join the notification squad. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you lovely viewers.
Good morning, Mr. My name is Katula Enoch. I'm calling from Osaka.
Mr. Enoch, go ahead.
Good morning, Honorable.
Hello, Brother Enoch. How are you?
I'm okay. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you people, especially, particularly your Ministry of Local Government, because of the team that you've got. Government Federal Administration, Government Technical Services. These guys are normally held on these issues to do with policy, how it is going, how things are moving. We appreciate that. Secondly, so far, at least the system has been improved, despite whatever the rumors that are going through corruption and the like. Actually, some of these is just minds of men and the work attitude among us, entrusted with the same undertaking activities or implementing the policies. Then the third thing, I've got an observation with your ministry, especially the local authorities. Most of them, they've got these moving equipment, but when you go to these constituencies, those equipment are just marooned at their civic centers or any other garages around them. But the actual work on the ground is not being seen. I would like to encourage you to supervise them thoroughly so that they open up the rural areas. If there are no guys who are able to do the road construction, we do exist, and we can help and look for guys who can help and do the road kind of works. So I think that's the only thing, because we're talking about
Before are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Let's have a conversation. I'm inviting you to my office. Whenever you have time, please come through, because we appreciate ideas such as you offering yourself to say if they don't have expertise to run these machines, you are there. Please. Cracking, let's get on to the job. The whole point is that this, and this is a concern that you've raised about the dormancy of this earth-moving equipment. Before, Enoch, let me tell you, the set of this earth-moving equipment do not go beyond 20 million kwacha, even if you bought a Caterpillar. Okay? But they will range around 14, 15, a whole set of 8.
Thank you.
And 15 million kwacha compared to how things were before, Enoch, where to do a road for 20 kilometers, you pay a contractor 38 million, which means you have bought 2 sets of that equipment. So I'm very grateful for your appreciation of what we are trying to do as a ministry. And now we have to look into the expertise of the people who has run this machine. And we're in a hurry to do that. Please come through.
All right, thank you very much. 226-841-0978-895-895. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Arish.
Morning. What's your name?
This is David. We're calling from Kabul.
David, go ahead. David.
Yes, good morning, Arish.
Yeah. David, go ahead.
I'm a phone number. Garry Nkombo. Government PND. No take for PND. Not true as an Zambia. Since it's from 2021, if years not taker. I'm very clear and give hope to Zambians as Zambians got you get that stuff. Now I'm the parent shedding. I don't go about it. Moving that. Even shedding the lack of leadership. If you're not to to Kafuma Meshi, Kua Pula, Kapulisha Mukafu River, to get the chick now, up to now. Paper. Now that you wonder would be 120. Flat was a upon the land, who challenge 2,700 abantu bali ku kumera batangira ino road shedding mu kawe ba new market bali bentendo yoba minister mwashimisha abantu amakadda kusenyekisa y'abakanso basenda langira yashere okwapita zesco pilot 11 kv basenga amakadda zibakula amashops bafosile zesco kusha line which is wrong turechura mani wa minister poseni kwa mano itwezi ya shara poseni kwa mano chileza ni mumabala ilaga waidu mwele 26. Thank you.
Don't go, David. Don't go. Are you gone? Because I want these guys.
Unfortunately,
Davis is gone.
Yeah.
Davis.
What I'll do is, let me ask you to wear your headphones?
Sure.
So that you can conversate.
Yeah. Let me just quickly respond to Davis.
Yeah.
First, I want to give Davis some counseling. Davis, you are lucky that I understand Bemba. All right. I understand it in full, but you must be considerate because not the whole country understands Bemba. So try to use the official language so that even the guy who is in Mongu can understand what your concern is. It's just my simple advice to him. And I would say the same thing if a caller made a call in Tonga. I would tell him, use English when you're on a platform like this for the benefit of everyone. Because there are people who may not understand Tonga, but you are lucky na wamfwechi bemba munandi. Ili ashira ansara natulanda pokale. Ili ashira load shedding natulanda pokale. Limbita machi wako bakalamba wa Davis. Ili ashira ama pylon ngamule wa Davis. Here is my number 0955 788 015. Muntu mine muitina. Muntu mine phone tumfe abale kule fin pama pylons ya kuzesco. Panta tusuminisha. We don't agree. And for those who don't understand Bemba, I will help Davis to translate what he said. His submission was that there is only hunger in Salayeka means there is hunger, and he's complaining about load shedding. And my response to him is that I have tried my best to elaborate on the cost of production. I've tried my best to elaborate on the issue of load shedding and the interventions that we are trying to do. And on the ZESCO pylon, where he's claiming that cadres have taken over this place in Kabwe, that we do not tolerate. As an office that promised to deliver rule of law, I have just ushered my number to Davis to call me, so that just the way Chikatula Enoch has offered a solution about the dormancy of these earth-moving equipment, I want to work with you, Davis, to remove these same so-called cadres that you are talking about, that have placed their tuntemba where they should not be, because that's what we promised people to do. And I'm thankful to you, Natotela Sana Mwana Davis, for letting me know. When I finish, I'm going to call the town clerk for Kawe, Jovak Ngoma, to ask him about this ZESCO pylon, where it is. So because I don't know the exact detail, they're bound to Mineko phone, so that unjewe
Thomas Sipalo and a few others. I think they may. I know you must know Thomas Sipalo. He may have missed your explanation in terms of what the solution is to load shedding. And
this is difficult.
A few others, yes. Yeah.
Hey Tom, nice to hear from you. How is it going? Difficult. Maybe you came in late, Minange. Oh, sorry, I said we should do English. Thomas, we said that, first of all, it's a tragedy that we are in this situation. And somebody, Davis again, made reference to what I talked about the plucking of a canal out of Chembe. I said this is a matter that is still under consideration, but currently, as I'm talking to you now, the dewatering process of the 28 shaft, all the water, millions and millions of liters of water is coming into the Kafue River to try and ameliorate this. And I also said, Wospalo, that in Ngabwe we have started a project, a solar power project that is 500 megawatts as an intervention. We are also doing 100 megawatts of solar plant in Chamuka. Just as I'm talking to you, the president, your friend, is in Mamba, working on the 300 megawatts coal-powered electricity plant. And so those are the interventions that we are trying to do. But then, we are very hopeful that we will have sufficient water in the coming rain season. And if it doesn't happen, we are prepared and we are continuing to prepare for this climate resilience and adaptation program to make sure that even in the presence of this adversity, we can be like the United Arab Emirates, that is in a desert, but people's lives are still going ahead. They're living.
Okay, here's another text from somebody. Please ask the minister what the plan is on Buseko trucks parking by the roadside that are causing congestion every day.
What's his name?
Francis.
Okay, Francis, your concern is mine. I was talking to the councillor of that area, Ani Chinyanta, because our traders at Buseko and the way the tracking system, the transportation system, the delivery system, the dispatch system is working, it's all confusion. Ago, if you remember, we reorganized Munyaole Market, which was really the ghetto of the ghetto there. And we agreed with the councillor that, as we always do, we start by engaging. We don't just come in and say, we engage first with all the stakeholders, the traders, the buyers, the truckers. We will engage to say, this is your situation. Have you seen it? Yes. Is it normal? No. Can we work together to normalize it? Yes. What is the route we'll take? This is the route. And so that's how we normally operate. And so you, Francis, again, I hope you are listening in. If you didn't get my contact number, please come to my office. I need you. I need my brain is good enough, but I need more brains to help me succeed, because my success is your success. And so you can, I'm willing to be helped. Please come through.
Okay. 22641 0978 895
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
What's your name, sir?
Mr. Douglas Muni from Paratingola.
Mr. Douglas.
Mr. Garry Nkombo, how are you?
I'm okay, Doug. How are you, sir?
I'm very fine.
You are in Chiwempala.
It's Chiwempala Tingola.
How are you doing?
Mr. Garry Nkombo, I want to ask you, you asked the question about Chihuahua farms.
About?
Is the government telling Chihuahua farms because it is a southern province where there is no rain? That's why the people of Zambia, where we know one of the shareholders is in the government, that's why you have targeted Chihuahua farms, because it's in the drought-stricken part of Zambia. Why can't you take $13 million to go to northern part of Zambia, where there is enough rain, and start mechanized farming? That's Mr. Garry Nkombo. Here in Chimoda, your local government is not working as expected. The authority here in Chimoda, the authority has quoted 800 million water, when 1/3 calcium blocks in Kamano was costing 500,000. Where is the problem with you? Inflated figures.
Which constituency are you, Douglas?
I'm in Chingola constituency.
Chingola, that is Mr. Chukwukamlenga. Okay.
They told it, and the police force posted over 800,000 water. Just a police force. What kind of interpretation are you using, Mr. Garry Nkombo? There is grand corruption in the CDF in Chingwa. The roads are pathetic. The equipment are packed at the civic center. I like your mayor also of Kangombe is working, but is not being helped by the councillors. I need your comment. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Do you want to respond?
Yeah, I want to respond. First, thank you very much, Douglas, for your concern. You are lamenting about why government will go and purchase a farm. Is it because it's southern province, and is it because one of the ministers is a shareholder? I am surprised, because these are the things that people need to come through. That is a very tall statement. I wish Mr. Douglas could say Minister Nkombo or Minister so-and-so has got shares, so that he can then have his point on solid ground. To simply tell me that because there's a minister, this should have been invested elsewhere. I was very clear in my response when the issue of Chihuahua came. And by the way, it's not Chihuahua, it's Chihuahua Farm. I was very clear that get Mr. General Solochi, I said it on this platform, because I don't like to mislead. I do not like to mislead. Get Mr. Honorable Ruben Mutolo to give an answer, and maybe I can do Mr. Douglas a favor by making sure that I personally contact these people, and I'll get a response. Then I'll call Johnston Kangonde, and thank you for commending Johnston. I feel great that you can commend a colleague, and you are now alleging corruption, that a toilet was made. You said toilet first, then you said police post, so you got me a bit confused. It is something I'll check as a minister responsible to see the truth about this. If a toilet or a police post could be built with all this kind of money, it definitely sounds inflated, but it's a subject that I must check. So if you want to carry this conversation along, please call Johnston Kangonde, who you know, to give you my number, and then we can take this discussion forward, because ours is intentional. We want to make sure that things are working. And you said there's grand corruption, but Douglas, go and report this corruption. Don't just be melodramatic, calling on the radio there's grand corruption. It is your duty, just like it is mine, to report corruption cases when you can stand by your allegation. Do it for us, because you are not only doing it for us, you are doing it for yourself and for your children. Do it. I'm encouraging you. The cry of corruption, just report. If it's Nkombo who's corrupt, go and report me. I'm encouraging you. But come with evidence. Don't come to do peacock dancing. No, come with evidence to say, oh, you, this is what he has done. And then the law will kick in.
Okay, 226-841 0978-895-895. Here's somebody. Hello, good morning. Okay, let's on that line. Let's try this other line. 226-841 0978-895-895. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, lost you on that line. 226-841. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, good morning.
Yeah, what's your name? Mr. Ntele, go ahead.
Mr. who?
Mr. Ntele.
Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Ntele. How are you?
Thank you very much. When you are talking about your number, have to be slow, don't be fast.
I'm fast deliberately, I don't want everyone to have. I just want to give you 0955-788-015. I can't be slow, because the whole country is calling me.
Well, the other is, Minister,
Yes, sir.
let everybody express, because it doesn't mean that everybody has been to school, as you say. There are people who are listening, they are able to listen, let them express, this is Nyanja and so on and so on. As you say, this is Zambian.
What if I didn't understand?
Mr. Ntele,
Yes.
ask your question.
But in program yachizungu, as much as possible, let's do it in English.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning, sir. What's your name?
Good morning, Honorable Bozea.
Morning, what's your name?
Now, this is Kinfred from Madridoti.
Kinfred.
Yeah, Kinfred from Madridoti. First and foremost, I want to ask you one question. Is there any in Constitution which says that for someone to talk on a radio station after talk in English or what? So, as far as the Constitution which says that Naranda move on Akira. So, Vanakura from there and the first therapy. Garry Nkombo. If you say Mulisaka Tarakola, Lusaka province, Mulisaro, the talk of the Badi, we are expecting that in the day all people and so that you will want to start a province in the separation section and come here that and then last thing Mr. Garry Nkombo want to ask you about Chakunkula Primary School. Chakunkula Primary School. Hello?
Chakunkula?
Chakunkula Primary School.
In Chester.
Nadi muno. Kulako kubrand kulabali kulako ama driving license kulako ama illegal structures baduresa sanati hata kukula wale folk nyapo bidwan to grenade apali nchende wale folk vika po high school mistake mkuu ko nada block kwa sababu wanamu wafanya kwa illegal structures wengine na public market kufanya illegal structures mmoja plan ya kazi mwana kwa plan ya big market mwana mwana mapompi market wapya Mfulano shimulamu nufasa kumoshi mwangari kula mwigo saksa kajia mkatandaya mwanje Nasa ya sema mwigo saksa wamira akatele tafuti mipusha kula big market Wanama mwigo kufreshi zi prima isarako teraka So tuifa mka itevu mpazeti ya 2025 Ika konga big market Nisha mwila mbaka napush
Okay, umfred wakin Fred Ndefa miyewe first panon I am my legal structures because you are insisting that we must use your vernacular language, but I still stand my ground that kwali wabantu wamo obashayishiwe kulanda efitundu fy'abanabo kwati imwe limbitamayishiwe ekitongana tamayishiwe ekilozi. So that was the spirit of what I said. There, you know, ama radio stations ayengi balikwata ama programs ya muma local languages. So chaba fe same nga uli mu local language program kulanda fe chichine nga chilubale kulanda chilubale nga chinyanja kulanda fe chinyanja nga chibemba kulanda fe chibemba nga panga ambo kulanda mu chisungu pa program ya chilozi bambo teti bomfwe mama na ife ndeli chita struggle kulanda chibemba but ndayesha na mukasambire ichitundu chabaneno. Please come to my office. You also, I want you to talk about Chakunkula Primary School. If anyone is doing something illegal there, and if your counselor is Mr. Jomona, I think. As soon as I leave this radio station, I'll call Jomona to come to my office. And even you, if you have a way to get to Ministry of Local Government, come there. We have a discussion. We remove these structures. We cannot allow illegalities. That is something we pledged to ourselves, we pledged to you that there will be no illegal things going on going forward. Those things went with PF. They come to my office, I'll lead you to the Minister of the province. If you can also speak to Honorable Mposha, my brother and friend, who is a member of Parliament for Munali, so that together we can look at Chakunkula Primary School. We can't allow what used to happen before, to take over school ground and use it for private benefit. No, that is no.
Okay. Angelus would like to speak to you as well. Morning, Angelus.
Good morning, Luchi, and good morning, Honorable Nkombo.
Angelus.
Hi, Angela. Angelus.
Yes, Angelus.
Ah, okay.
For that reason, Honorable Nkombo, anyway, we'll talk because I know you're attending the next week, or Mboka, who plays at the Range will be there next year. Let me quickly get to my comment.
Yes, sir.
Mine is around the issue of congestion in the central business district and some immediate surrounding areas.
Yes, sir.
I know that not so long ago, we were able to have most of the booths that were all over the place. These are Airtel and the mobile money booths. They were removed.
Mm-hmm.
But the next problem that we have now is that of minibuses in the central business district, to the extent that, for instance, places like Chatacha Road at the far end there near Comesa, we have now ended up having one lane. Go to places like Villa Elizabeta just after Napsa. The place is just something else. Go to Heroes. The road that we thought now is wide up by 3 lanes, 1 lane is taken up, it's now a bus stop. But back to the central business district, what plans are being made to decongest the central business district of these many minibuses, some of which are not even picking up passengers? They are just permanently parked there doing nothing. Come the peak hour, it causes congestion. My idea would be that if it were possible, can we establish what I would call minibus terminals outside the central business district, on each main street, Kafua Road, somewhere just off the roundabout going further by the 2 bridges there. Buy off some land using CDF, turn that into a bus stop so that buses that are going Kafua Road, Shawama down areas that way, they can use that place. Something on the Greater East Road, somewhere around this score or any place that we can be able to find. By the river line somewhere there. There is enough land that it can easily be taken, so that we forbid minibuses going into a central business district. That's just a proposal. My question still comes to you, Honorable. What are we doing to decongest the central business district? I leave it there and have a good morning.
All right, thank you, Angelus.
Okay, Angelas, I'm also praying that we'll meet at Komboka the next festival. And I want to just take my hat off for your demeanor. You've delivered your point so clearly and also offering solutions. Let me just tell you what we are trying to do as a ministry. We first realized that the intercity bus station, where it is located, it is overwhelming motorists, the intercity bus station. And so we are into conversations with some private players and with also NAPSA to see if we can move the intercity bus station to somewhere near the ShopRite McKinney, just between ShopRite McKinney and downtown. But that is not, don't hold me to it because we are still just talking.
Okay.
And then coming to the issue of the congestion in the business district, to be specific, Chacha Road, Freedom Way, Lumumba Road, it's a menace. It's a real menace. And this, we have tried to work in collaboration with the Zambia Police Traffic Section, with the RATSA, with ourselves. And I must confess that the three of us can do more to make sure that everybody's aligned. It's a wake-up call that you've given me to make sure that we reassemble. In the beginning, we had tried to do that, and the RATSA's role really is to find anybody who contravenes traffic regulations together with Zambia Police. That is their job. But we're in one government, and so I take responsibility of this particular dislocation. It is a problem. It is a definite problem, and it frustrates a lot of people. And so it's something that you've just, sort of pinched me to get on it, to talk back to the Zambia Police, RATSA, ourselves, to make sure that buses go into the bus station and not load on the road. This is the problem that we found, and it's a problem that we are determined to fix. But we have to first provide for what you've just suggested. At ZESCO, between ZESCO and Levy Junction, you may be interested to know that the citizens, the drivers from Charleston Route to Ngombe, they decided to establish their own bus station. We haven't gazetted it, but it's there, it's for good, and we are yet to regularize it. And I agree totally with you that those who are coming from south, they must have their own station. Those who are coming from north, from Matero, we must find areas so that we can maybe get other type of transportation that can bring people into the CBD. It is possible to reorganize that. And thank you very much, Angelas, for such a progressive submission that you've made.
Okay. I believe I've got one of your old colleagues in the House, Mr. Bowman Musambo, on the line. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Sorry, your line is not very clear. All right, this is not a very clear line. What you do is just try and call back. It's not the clearest of line. Just try and see if you can call back. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Alichi.
Morning.
So,
what's your name? Sorry, what's your name? What's your name?
My name is Elda.
Elda.
Yes.
Elda is your name?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just get surprised to see that many people are being arrested. But if I read the Proverbs 31 verse 8 and 9, it says, speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. These people you arrest, they speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. But why? Too many arrests, many arrested, Rasaboyi arrested, 9 ministers suspended. I mean, things like that, where are we going? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Can I just can I take this call as well, and I can respond to both at the same time. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you? Live on radio. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Honorable Minister.
Good morning.
Sure. Today, Honorable Minister, I followed you from the beginning when you started this show. I just want, first of all, to encourage you as a Minister of Local Government. I think where you have been...
Yes.
But you didn't say who you are. You didn't. I was wondering who's talking. Yes, sir, Honorable.
Yes, Honorable Minister. Yes, Honorable Minister. I was saying I've been following this program, and for me, first and foremost, I would like to encourage you to come out of your office because there's a lot of lawlessness going on in our town, especially in Munari constituency. As you might be aware, I'm a resident of Munari constituency, where the MP for Munari constituency has failed to control the lawlessness which is going on in Munari constituency. Honorable Mposha has failed us as Munari constituency residents. When you come to PHI under ZESCO power lines, there's construction going on there, and I was very disappointed that PHI is a residential area. It's not in a rural setup of Lusaka. Anyone can see what is going on. Even the Honorable MP from Nari, he has the joint which is very near to ZESCO power line in the Munari constituency, but he has failed to control the people who are constructing under the ZESCO power line. I just following up for the call which came from Kawe. It is not only in Kawe where this lawlessness is taking place, even here in capital city, in a central CBD, we consider the PHI to be a central CBD, and we are having this lawlessness. I want to encourage you, it's not a question, I just want to encourage you, Honorable Minister, come out of your office and come and sort out this lawlessness which is happening in the Munari constituency. We have a problem in Chakunkula where the football pitch is almost gone in Chakunkula, and we have another lawlessness in PHI. So, Minister, I'm encouraging you to come out of your office and sort out this mess in Munari constituency.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bowman Sambo. All right, do you want to respond to those two? There were two.
Yeah, to Honorable Lusambo, first of all, I fully appreciate your call, your encouraging me to come out of my office. The only thing I may be a bit reserved about is to call your former colleague a failure. Honorable Mposha is your representative who requires to be engaged at a micro level. Pick up the call and say, Mike, there's an issue here. That's what would happen even when you were MP yourself in Kawushi. When something that is not present is happening, pick up the call, they call you. So call your colleague MP. I can tell you, I'm an MP myself, and sometimes if an illegality is happening in Mazabuka where I'm the MP, it would not be nice for someone to simply call me a failure because I may not know about it. So I would first speak to Honorable Mposha about this Chakunkula, about this pylon, and I'll go and see it myself because that's my nature. I'll go and have a look at it myself, and thank you for the contribution. But it's the issue about Honorable Mposha, I'm a bit uncomfortable because it sounds a little personal.
Okay.
The elder of Proverbs 1 verse 8 to 9, why arrest elder? Where were you when Hakainde Hichilema was taken in for treason, which everybody knew was not treason? Where were you when Garry Nkombo and 8 others were taken in for murder when they didn't kill anyone? Where were you when Hakainde Hichilema and 74 others filled in the cells in Livingstone together with the late Request Montanga? Where were you? So what is good for the goose, Reverend or Elder, or it's good for the gander as well. Don't just say because it's Savoy. Savoy is my sister. Don't say it's JJ. JJ is my kid brother. And the law is not supposed to be selective. Even me here, where I'm talking at the radio station, if I do anything against the law must summon me. That's what it works. I said it here that there is no retribution for you to start quoting the Bible. Why arrests? Why were the laws made? Were they made not to attend to the same ones who break them? So you are happy, Elder, that we must live in a lawless society where people can break the law, abuse others, do anything, and just watch them because they are politicians. No. let's be fair. In fact, you yourself, Elder, I'm requesting that you also come so that I can explain to you what our government state of mind is. No one is interested to have anyone arrested. No one. But delinquency, people who are delinquent, whether they commit a felony, whether they commit a misdemeanor or a small crime, they must be summoned by the law. Even me here, the only person right now who cannot be taken, who has immunity, is President Hakainde Hichilema. Everyone else, from my Vice President W.K. Nalumango to the councillor and you yourself, if you break the law will come for you. So let us not fall into the trap of saying, because this one is, if you dare the law has a way of dealing with you. And let it not be no because the manga want. No, come on. If a province of manga manzekut ban by elder.
This is from somebody who says, please ask the minister to help new workers to get settling allowances at the city council because other councils have paid their employees. So this is Lusaka City Council and settling allowances.
Okay, again, that is happening under my nose. Lusaka City Council has been my project. You may want to know, sir, that when I took office, Lusaka City Council was probably 10 months behind in paying salaries and wages. Today, they are up, okay, they are in the green. I take your advice. I will go and check this issue you are raising about settling allowances. I appreciate your call. I will take action on it.
Okay. The next question, before I go back to the phone lines, the next question is from someone who may be an interested party, or it's possible that they are owed money by a contractor. Question is, can you ask the minister if his ministry has paid the contractors whose contracts were terminated by the government, specifically the road contractors? So I remember the last time you came, you had mentioned that you had suspended pending, an audit. Yes, an audit. Was that audit done?
I can confirm, sir. A number of these people who were cleared were paid. So again, it's not a matter we can start discussing on air. I'm giving an open invitation to come. I'll direct you to the right people. They'll tell you whether your subcontract contractor has been paid or not. We will not hide that information from you, because if you worked, you must be paid.
Okay. To the 68410978895895. Hello, good morning.
Morning,
Morning.
Minister.
Good morning.
What's your name, sir?
Name is
Connie.
I'm concurring with just for the previous caller we even reported the bike. But why is it so much when a politician is incarcerated? Since there seem to be so many people who cry so loud. When there are so many people in these prisons who some of them have not even committed anything and nobody speaks for them. But a politician, everybody wants to cry so loud. Does it mean that this justice is just for politicians? No, it's for everyone. Because the same person who could have given the scripture, I hope he could have even...
Oh, lost you. Unfortunately, we lost him. I suppose this you might refer to as an aunt. Mumbi Piri also wants to talk to you this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Baluchi.
Morning.
How is my brother Garry Nkombo there? How are you, sir?
Anyway, Kulanda got Honorable Minister, not at my brother Garry Nkombo. But you call me Honorable, come on.
Anyway, you're Honorable, yes, I know. But you're my brother.
Of course.
But if you feel more comfortable to be called Honorable Minister, I'll do that. Honorable, my question is on Forest 27.
Mm-hmm.
Forest 27, you promised the people of Zambia that was an illegality and you were going to demolish. We have seen you keep your word. You have demolished some of the illegal structures as much as Forest 27. And when the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, was on the program with Runchi there, I gave out the names when you were in the opposition to say, I was in Parliament and I didn't get land from Forest 27. I refused. You know what went on when that land was being given. But I refused because I believed I had land, and I'm not the only Zambian. And the president on that program was Luchi. He insisted that was an illegality, that was criminal. Those houses were going to be brought down when he gets into power. What has changed? Is it a confirmation that what I said is true? I do not remember.
What did you say?
They are now ministers, those whom I mentioned. Is it a confirmation that you can bring down structures for poor people like Kukasompe, Mutau, Katush, what you call that market, and you leave Forest 27 because Kuriba some of us.
Which names did you mention, Mama?
Hello?
Which names of ministers?
I want you
to be the one. Let's be original, my dear lady. Why do you want to pass the back to Luchi?
Honorable Minister, let me invite me to your office because I still have that list.
You've started the discussion. Yeah, you've started the discussion.
I think let me help. Before you continue, Madam Piri, maybe you could just because you've just said that you mentioned some names. So maybe just to help that some of these are now ministers.
No, you know.
Yes, some of them are. Some of them are. Yeah, I'll share them when she's off the record. When she's off the line. Yeah. When she's off the line, I'll mention some of the names she mentioned. Go ahead.
Secondly, Honorable Minister, you were one arrested for murder.
Yes.
And I even know the young man who was later convicted, a youth from your constituency. You know how it feels. I was arrested for murder. There were 2 police officers who were mentioned by a witness, mentioned to the judge in charge who was trying my case, Judge Charles Zulu. This woman mentioned 2 police officers, a Mr. Uyoya, who now I've heard that he has been promoted, is with Tazara, and Mr. Mulimba, who was at that time the DIO. These 2 names, I've mentioned them over 10 months, Mono, and the last time when he was on a program, he said he was going to investigate. Up to today, the last time I met him is 3 months ago, because we live in the same area, is in Charimbana. I wanted to find out how far he has gone with those 2 police officers who went to a witness and offered a money and a job as a diplomat. How can somebody be a whistleblower? Because me, I've talked about these 2 police officers, because for me, I believe that was corruption of the worst kind. Wanting to bribe a woman to implicate it so that she can be given a job and money, and to let these 2 officers go scot-free.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Okay.
Honestly speaking, and as I conclude, you were in custody. Is it possible that you can run away under lawful custody? The way JJ, it has happened. Is that possible?
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay.
Okay, who are the ministers who live in Forest 27?
She mentioned names. This is obviously in 2020. It's out there in public records. You can. She mentioned the leader of the opposition, current leader of the opposition, and sorry, not current leader of the opposition, but previous leader of the opposition in the House, Jack Mumbu.
Okay.
He's one of the names that she mentioned. She mentioned an MP from Chisamba. I can't remember the name of the MP. I think that was the name that she mentioned, although she later came out and said that she was not on the list. So those are the 2 names that I can remember her mentioning.
Okay. Yeah, when this issue of Forest 27 was, let me start by Mr. Connie, although we lost him along the way. I agree with you, Mr. Connie. I agree with you 100% that there's a tendency here that when a politician is arrested, then the bells start ringing. There's noise everywhere. And yet there are people who are arrested that may be not political, and that some of them may even be innocent. It is true, and this is why I gave mine as an example, that when I was arrested for a heinous crime, There was no demonstration. There was no murder cry. There was no TikTok. There was no asking Wakateka Basata remove Garry from the prison. Everything went into the due process until I was given a nolle prosequi. And I'm sitting here as a minister, knowing very well that, like my sister Mumbipiri is on the nolle prosequi. Okay? Honorable Mumbipiri, I want you to know from this moment on, very clearly, that Forest 27 is defined. It is a defined property, which is a water-rich area for the Chalimbana River. And this is where the conversation came from, because it was causing a lot of disturbance on the aquifer. We were against the issue of degazetting Forest 27. And I'm thankful to you, and I'm grateful to you if you refused to take a portion of that Forest 27 in the time when your party was in power. I take my hat off for you. I'm very grateful. Coming to Mr. Jack Mimbu, I have been to his house, his place where he lives. That place is, and right from this moment, and come to my office if you want, is not in Forest 27. It is not. I don't know where Chushi Kassanda's plot is, Honorable Kassanda. I can't speak for her. I also know that when I got the list of Forest 27 from Ministry of Lands, where I believe there was grand corruption in the award of those plots, the Honorable Minister of Information, Honorable Cornelius Mwetwa's name was on that list, and I'm being very, very factual. And Honorable Cornelius Mwetwa, when that list came out, he rose on the floor of Parliament and told them, show me my application, because they were just dishing out these offer letters in the way that they want. And Honorable Mwetwa dispelled the fact that he was ever a beneficiary of Forest 27 at that time. Okay, so in as far as I know, there is no cabinet minister who is sitting in Forest 27 as it's defined, because we've been there to tour. There is an MP or two who has a house in Forest 27, but it is not my style to pop out names. And in fact, a former MP is no longer even an MP. The reason why this Forest 27 buildings has not been brought down is because there's a court matter. There's a court matter, and we respect the law. And that being the case, we also went into the history, and we found that part of that same Forest 27, President Edgar Lungu, even as he knew it was an aquifer, a water-rich area, had degazetted some of that piece of land. So that, my sister Mumbi, you should understand. The part of it was degazetted by President Lungu to give his friends. And maybe the degazettation, I just need to check the date it was degazetted. It probably was degazetted at the time when I was speaking the loudest about that same Forest 27. But the fact of the matter is that a great portion of it had been degazetted by your former boss. Coming to the arrests now. Yes, the young man who was convicted for murder of Harrison Chanda in Monza, where I was taken in, he served his term, and he's still among the living. And when he came out of jail, Mumbi, he came to me and gave me his certificate of conviction. He told me, MP, I'm so sorry that I put you through this. I should have owned up the very first time when they arrested you that it is me who did it. He went in and he was given a lesser charge instead of murder, but of manslaughter. And I want you to know from this moment on that even as he came from my constituency, he was a member of your party. He was a PF member. His name is Harry Henry. But he was gracious enough to come and say, you were unfairly arrested. Here is my certificate of conviction. You can start a legal process. Mumbi, my sister, I went after I got those documents to then the Minister of Justice, Mr. Given Lubinda, who is still there. And the DPP was Lillian Siuni. I went and I said, look, I want my acquittal, because here is a conviction certificate of someone who has served this prison term. I want now my acquittal because this person has served. Do you know what happened, Mumbi? The style of your governance, your party. On a Friday, my wife called me and said, there's a police call out. They want you at Woodlands Police. Mr. Hichlema told me, when I told him, I don't want me at the police, he said, tonight you sleep at my house. You are not going to the police. This is too much. What do they want you for? We went to the police. I presented myself in a tracksuit, ready to sleep in the police cell for claiming that I must get my acquittal because somebody who had created that crime had been duly convicted and served. Mumbi, what the police did, they brought a big file. My lawyer was Jack Mwimbu, Mulambo Haimbe, Masho Muchende. We went to police. The police then told me, we want to talk to you alone. My lawyer said no. He said, well, new evidence has come. And it was a result of the letter I wrote to claim my liberty. They said new evidence has come on the murder of Harrison Chandler. This is 4 years, 5 years down the line. So we are rearresting you. Because I was claiming that was the style of your party, and all this is not known by the public, because I said in this interview that not that which makes noise is strong, and to be quiet is sign of weakness. You've asked me this question, I want to tell you my motions. On a Monday, they said, okay, we'll call you back, you can go home. As we were walking out of the police station, an officer who, again, because of my style, I will not name, he called me back and pleaded with Mr. Mwimbo to say, we want to talk to this gentleman alone. And Mr. Mwimbo said no, because he was fearing that they would arrest me. I told them I'm strong enough, just let me go back. I went in there, Mumbi. They opened this big file. It was for a case in Imbala, and they told me, even a politician motivutad, because you are claiming your liberty. That was under the Minister Lubinda. I delivered my letter to claim my acquittal to Mr. Given Lubinda himself and Lydian Suni herself. There is an injustice, obviously, that happened to me, but I have not gone to the mountaintop to scream. I feel sorry about the issues that you are raising here, the names that you've mentioned here, but obviously, I think you should know, my sister, Naiwe, that there is nothing I can do about these names that you've popped up. Just follow the due process of the law quietly. Tell them that in your submissions, in your trial, these policemen were mentioned. Why haven't they been called? Because I don't have what it takes. All I'm just saying here to me, it's hearsay, what you're telling me. I have no channel of activating your matter. But if you are like me, you can quietly write a letter to say that somebody was offered a job in diplomatic if you can prove it. But for me, you are just my sister. I can only sympathize if what you are saying is true. But my encouragement to you also is that sometimes things can be worked out in the background than on a radio station like now. Thank you very much.
Let's see if I can. There are a couple of questions that came in via the text that I think would be nice for you to respond to, or just for you to take note. This first one from Dola, Lubuto and Dola, the dilapidated market shelter and most of the shops are still using 100-watt bulbs. How is that helping Zesco with load management? Lubuto market has no council security. They have no market committee. Security lights have been off for almost 5 years, and they need your intervention. So maybe that's something that you can look into, Minister. Someone else, why is it that you have allowed a steel company to be loading or making a loading and offloading bay on Lumumba Road adjacent to water tanks that causes congestion with impunity? Again, this is something else that I think you can just take a note of and just ask your team if they could have a look at. Cleanliness of the country. It seems like we always wait for a disaster to take place. That's when we begin to clean the cities. Is there any plans to start cleaning our cities before the rain start? How can we help? We are available. This is from somebody called Stephen.
I'll start with Stephen. Yeah. Maybe Steve, you came in a bit late in the program, but I had indicated that under our Cash for Work program, we want to use that as a silver lining in the dark cloud to make sure that our common areas and surroundings are clean. And so if you are ready to help, as you say, please come to my office. Say your name is Steve. Say you called in and I will attend to you to walk you through. You can be one of our people who can champion this whole idea of cleaning our surroundings. The steel company, I've taken note that they're putting offloading bay near the tanks on Lumumba. Lubuto market using 100 watt bulbs. I'm going to speak to George Mulenga, the town clerk, to find out why there's no market committee and why there's no security lights.
Okay. One last one from Edward in Osaka. He talks about CDF being a brilliant initiative. He says the concern that he has is, especially in rural areas, actually, so there are two, I'll add these two. So he says in rural areas especially, some contractors, they don't have adequate access to internet. They lack training on the use of the EGP, hence they're missing out. The contractors from towns are the ones that are benefiting at the expense of local constituency contractors.
Good question. I have not made it a hiding fact that the EGP has caused a lot of challenges in terms of award of contracts under the CDF. And I've also made it very clear that the directive from the president is that as much as possible, the contractors in each given jurisdiction should be in that particular residence of that particular domain. Obviously, this is a matter that we need to look at. The EGP is low, and we need to reprofile the law by either repealing it altogether. The SI that was putting into effect the electronic government procurement. It has its advantages, and clearly now it has shown its disadvantages because of the lack of internet access. This whole idea, the novel idea of the president directing us that all contractors must as much as possible come from the rural areas, is really meant to reverse this the rural-urban drift where everybody is rushing to Lusaka to look for a contract. Contracts can be found within the constituency, and we are determined to do that. I take note of it. It's something that is already on our work plan to make sure that even the local contractors participate in the provisions of goods contracts and execution of them.
Okay. Is there a reason why the council, in terms of platforms for payments, is there a reason why the bank is still the preferred way that you pay for, whether it's rates or any form of payment, and not, for example, mobile money? Someone is asking that question.
I'm glad to tell you that now we are moving to most of the councils to e-payment system, which will include mobile money, which will include transfers through the bank, and so it's not limited to banks.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And I've left the last question, the best question of the morning, I think.
Let's hear it.
There's a lot of pressure on this one. So people aren't sleeping at night. It's not the best way to start the question, but there is an issue in this city, and not just the city, but generally across the country, of noise pollution. And a lot of people have been calling me off air, obviously, even before today. I had somebody call me from the airport area saying, look, the next time you have the Minister of Local Government, please ask him what can be done to deal with the nuisance of loud clubs playing music after 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
There are rules that govern that sector. It's not the first time I'm hearing about the complaints of noise pollution. It is something that, again, we inherited, enough inheritance, I must say. And I can tell you now that in many cases, these businesses have been shut down, or they have been regulated to make their happy noise only up to 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Because indeed it's a nuisance, it's a menace, and people, they complain every Monday to say we didn't sleep last night. It is something that I think requires maybe much more attention, and the communities are also divided around this issue. There are some communities that will stand, for instance, I can tell you, I got a petition from one local community of people appending signatures that they didn't want this particular club somewhere. And then others also put a petition to say we want it. So it is a simple fact of the adjustment of land use, that commercial places should remain commercial places, entertainment places should remain entertainment places, and really people deserve to sleep. They deserve to sleep, and I'm with them 100% on that issue.
Okay.
I live next to a quarry.
Yeah.
Okay. And when I'm sleeping in my bedroom, it's as though the quarry is in the next room when they're crashing stones. And now I become even more victim because they can only crash when it's time to sleep. when they take off lights from the grid for those of us who are going to sleep, they turn them on. So they only work at night. So I'm also suffering the similar kind of issue. So we have to get a balancing act on how we can proceed around this thing. But it is all circumstantial now that we have power deficits. I could not go and close a quarry because I want to sleep. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I'll be grossly misunderstood.
Okay. All right. You mentioned as well earlier on, you talked about how it's one of the plans in terms of markets is solar. Is there a time frame? Well, or is that like something in the future?
We've opened a discussion with ZESCO. Okay. And we are suggesting that every market maybe be powered up with solar panels or at least a generator. That way, to ease the burden of lack of power.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming in this morning. There's a question I didn't ask you in terms of CDF disbursement. Is it at 100% for every constituency, or there are still many constituencies
there are a number
that
of constituencies
that haven't clocked 100?
Yeah, there are a number of constituencies that are behind. We did launch our communication strategy last week on Friday to improve the communication between ourselves and our target groups. In that same strategy, we also unveiled the performance toolkit called the dashboard. And this performance toolkit reveals that some constituencies are way behind and others are way up. And so we are yet to find out where the problems are. The problems normally will be sitting in procurement because of the delays that come alongside that, people's attitudes, and so on and so forth. But we are determined that we're going to make it happen.
Are there any penalties maybe in the future for non-use?
I wouldn't say so. There's nothing in the law that speaks to penalization of those who don't. But
because if you have the money from Treasury, you're ready to make it available, and constituencies are not requesting for it or they're not using it, then that's the them problem.
That is called sabotage.
Exactly. Yeah.
So unless we put it in that realm, I'm sure that we'll be fine. It's just that we had these few challenges, but we'll be fine.
Okay.
Those who don't want to push the agenda will run them off.
Okay. Minister, thank you very much for coming on the program today. Thank you very much indeed.
Day.
Thanks. That is today's edition of Let the People Talk. Thank you very much indeed for listening.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Alright, that's all for you today, lovely viewers. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about the video you just watched in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you, lovely viewers. Once again, I go by the name of Mutati Mpondo. I love you, peace, I gotta go.